He fired Alex Cora. He fired his entire coaching staff. Craig Breslow was rumored to be on the hot seat. Owners spoke up and said, nope, he's not. We're going to take a look at this today. Let's take it. Let's take it.
You play ball like a girl!
Yeah, this is baseball. You gotta stop thinking.
Welcome everybody to Baseboo. My name is Ghost. Today, we're going to take a look at a little something different that I don't necessarily do here on this channel. As you see, I am a Red Sox fan. So this is more of me letting out, as a fan, my... What's the word we're looking for? Emotion? Rant? We're just going to keep it to, this is an opinionated video of my own perception of what's going on within the Boston Red Sox and the organization just as a whole. So yes, let me forewarn you, this will be a crappy video. Absolutely. So feel free in the comments below, tell me how bad it was, because I'm okay with that. I got thick skin, especially in my belly area, and I can handle the punches. But speaking about handling the punches, the Boston Red Sox, the 2026 season, upon entering the season, on paper, yes, they needed some power, especially after getting Rafael Devers last year. To me, that was much needed because there was a lot of toxicity inside the clubhouse. Anyway, fast forward to now. On paper, things looked really well for the Boston Red Sox entering this season, aside of missing that big power bat. Unfortunately, we're not just talking about one domino that fell. It is the entire organization that has fallen. You're talking about your offense. What offense? Pitching staff. Okay, that's looking A-okay. Even with Garrett Crochet being out, things are looking good. Bullpen looks decent as well. But Red Sox are not fucking winning games because their offense. Now, I've talked in previous videos with regards that their offense coming into this season, that even though none of the baseball players were projected to hit well over 20 home runs, you still had some potentials of Wilson Contreras, Abreu, and possibly Duran, Travis Story, but that was all health permitting, of course, and Travis Story's out. Before we get into Craig Breslow and that fallout, right now the Red Sox are rumored to be looking for a right-handed bat. I don't think that they're going to get this deal done. Why? Because teams know that they're desperate and they're going to be asking for an arm and a leg. And to be honest, I don't think that one right-handed bat, or even if they found a left-handed bat, is going to save this team in 2026. They are just too far under. Yes, they can go on a hot streak. Everybody remembers the Oakland Athletics of the early 2000s. It can be done. But again, we're not talking about just one player, two players, three players that are having a slow start. And at this point, we need to erase the term slow start because we are now in the middle of June, 2.5 months into the season. Players should be performing. So at this point, if they're not performing and they performed previously seasons, it's called a down season. That's just the way it is. Get back on track. What I'm trying to say here is one bat's not going to help this team because the entire offense lineup, except for Wilson Contreras, is just deep in the goddamn mud and they don't know how to hit runners in. At the time of Alex Cora's firing, as well as the entire offensive coaching staff, everybody thought, well, hey, maybe this might be the special remedy. And it was going okay for a while. Chad Tracy was playing some 500 ball, but now we've gotten back into the rut of things. Do we blame the team on this? Not fully. Do we blame the manager on this? Not fully. Do we blame the GM for this? Maybe. Do we blame ownership for this? Yeah, a little bit more. But what I'm trying to get to here is Craig Breslow. Ownership. Before Craig Breslow was even hired, and a lot of people are not talking about this right now, which I'm really surprised. And that's why I really wanted to rehash it out there. Before Craig Breslow was hired by the Boston Red Sox, the Red Sox had a hard time trying to find a GM that was willing to take the job. In fact, they had to ask others out there to see if they wanted to interview. It's not like they had a stack of applications because people wanted the job. No, ownership ruined that because they terminated Hein Bloom after just a few years of service. Dave Dobrowski, never can say the name right, same thing. So the job security just was not fucking there. So here comes Craig Breslow, the pitching goddess. And pitching is what we got. Our minor league system looks phenomenal on the pitching side, and our starting rotation right now looks pretty competitive. But where's the fucking offense? Before Breslow was hired as the Red Sox GM, these are just some notable names that turned down even to have an interview. James Click, which is the Blue Jays vice president. Kim Nug, which we know her as formerly the Marlins general manager. John Daniels, Rays senior advisor. Sam Fold, Phillies general manager, and as well as Brandon Gomes, which was the Dodgers general manager. Now, we got to keep in mind, they could have declined for obvious reasons. Maybe they wanted to stick with their club or seek other territories, adventures, whatever. But again, this is an opinionated thing, and there was just no job security with the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox, though, however, they did interview a few GMs before Craig Breslow, included Thad Levine, Neil Huntington, Gabe Kapler, Eddie Romero, Paul Taboni, and Mike Groupman. Out of those 6 names, 3 of which already worked within the Red Sox organization. And I work as a general manager, and I'm all for about promoting within. But clearly, the Red Sox were trying to seek some outside sources. And they just could not get that. Nobody was lining up for the door for this position because they knew within 2 to 4 years, there was a very good chance that the Red Sox would have moved on from them. And what I'm trying to get at, will the Red Sox find the balls to fire Craig Breslow? Maybe eventually, but I don't expect it anytime soon. Though it could happen, but I don't see it anytime soon. And the reason being, who's gonna replace him? Nobody originally wanted the job. Nobody's gonna want the goddamn job now, especially if they fire Breslow. So if they were to fire Breslow right now, or before the trade deadline, who are we gonna get? Most likely, somebody that does not have the experience, and they're not gonna be able to salvage this season. So you might as well just keep Craig Breslow. To be honest, they have a lot of other fish to fry than concentrating on firing Craig Breslow. No disrespect to Chad Tracy. I think for a person that was managing AAA, got thrown at the start of the season just about to handle management duties for the Boston Red Sox, in which he had no management experience whatsoever with a big league ball club, he was doing a fine job. And I still feel he's doing all right. A lot of the faults you have to blame on the core of the team. And who made that team? It is your boy, Craig Breslow. Now, I mentioned a little while ago, they have other fish to fry. Oh, I left my water there. And what I meant by fish to fry is, let's start it with manager Chad Tracy. If he's going to be the future of the Boston Red Sox going forward, sure, they don't need to search for a manager. They just need to put a better team together, and we'll get to that one. But if they're looking for a manager, I don't think the managerial search, my prediction, will be that hard because they've shown to have consistency within that role. So some managers may not be too scared off about their job security. Maybe. But let's talk about the roster. So we talked about the GMs and how nobody wanted the freaking job. And that I blame ownership on that one. Just because of stability, it's just not there. Now we come into players wanting to play for the Boston Red Sox. And we've heard ownership say prior to, in past seasons, players love to play for Boston because Fenway is an iconic park. If that is a true statement, why the fuck can we not sign a free agent and everything we do is trades? And even some trades we have a hard time even trying to make. Yes, side note, we were able to sign Ranger Suarez, but my gut feeling is he didn't get anything remotely close to offer to what the Boston Red Sox offered him because they failed at signing any type of offense this past season. Christ, Pete Alonso, rumored $75 million. what, 3 years? Something like that? So he went to the Baltimore Orioles instead because they signed with more money. But instead, that is another whole rampage. We'll get into that a different day. What I'm trying to say here is they cannot sign a free agent for the life of them right now. Marquee free agents, look the other direction. They're not coming to Boston because of the goddamn ballpark. They're not coming to Boston because of the shambles that the organization is in. This is why they're doing trades. Players are being forced via trade to go to the Boston Red Sox. One marquee trade that worked out for them was Garrett Crochet. They were able to extend him. Kudos to Breslow on that one. But this was also Garrett Crochet's first season coming in as a full starter. So both sides took a chance. And yes, he did well his very first season inside Boston. So those things paid off, but now he's on the injured list for an indefinite amount of time. I'm getting some Chris Sale vibes off from this. But you know what? You cannot blame the ownership on this one because players get injured. Shit happens. But what I'm trying to get at is I don't think that Garrett Crochet would have signed an extension after the performance that he had last season for the same dollar figures. I guarantee you, because his stock rose, that he would have demanded a much higher price or said hell no to an extension. Other than that, we're watching all these other free agents sign with teams and passing by on the Boston Red Sox. And I blame the ownership on that one because the construction of the organization right now is a goddamn fucking mess. Think about it this way. Okay, you know your local whatever is hiring and you're looking for a job. But you know that what's the word I'm looking for? Turnover or management is a complete fucking joke. Are you going to put in an application over there? Who in their right mind would put in an application to a dysfunctional organization to work for them? The same works in sports. It's a job. It's an organization. Nobody's going to want to come over to an organization where it has been the laughing stock of the NLB for a few years now. So what is it going to take for us to get back on track where we originally were? I really don't know. But my thoughts are this. The next two free agent classes, well, especially next year, is dog shit. 2028, there are some marquee players in there, and I'm talking about offense. I'm not talking about pitchers. So no matter what, the Red Sox are going to have to end up doing some trades in order to get some offense going within their lineup. But whoever the Red Sox decide to go after, they're going to have to understand they're going to have to pay big for that particular player to come into the organization with strong hopes that that player enjoys the organization to enough where they sign an extension with them, and they're probably gonna have to overpay on this extension to just have this one marquee player stay, so this marquee player can start talking, and other players that could be potential free agents in the future start going, oh, things are starting to change around, because that's how it works. People talk, and when people talk, the negativity turns them away. That is my one outlook in order to try to get some free agents' interest in playing with the Boston Red Sox once again. Now, going back to the upper management, everybody's saying, sell the team, get rid of Craig Breslow. But as we just talked, Craig Breslow, I feel, he just can't go anywhere. They're not going to do any better. It is what it is. So you might as well just keep Breslow to show the stability within the organization, overpay for some potential free agents or whoever you trade for extensions, so you can start building and rebuilding your name as it once was back in the early to mid 2000s, in enticing players having the interest of playing for the Boston Red Sox once again. The Red Sox right now, they got a lot of damage control that they need to get under fire. And with the reports of them searching for right-handed bats, talking trades of potential future Hall of Famers, Chapman, and as well as a few other players, This organization, as I mentioned, is in a shambles. They need to get their shit together and operate this business like it's a goddamn business. This is 2026. Workplace environments thrive from a funner workplace environment. And I'm not talking about having chicken wings, pizza, and beer inside the locker room. But we've seen past Red Sox clubs thrive from having some fun within the dugout. 04, 07, 13, and even non-marquee seasons where the Red Sox still excelled when they were having fun as a team. Right now, that's not happening, especially with the morale of everything, with Alex Cora being shipped out, Craig Breslow. Players don't know what's going on there. Then you got an ownership that just doesn't seem to know where their footing is going to be going forward. It is time for Sam Kennedy, Warner, front office people to start taking a look at the organization, because eventually this is going to hit their bottom line. And that's what they're really worried about, is their bottom line. They want to make money. Who doesn't want to make money? Any business wants to make money. But they're not going to make money by driving their customers away. And that's going to happen. We've seen it a few years ago. Late September or late August, going into September, fans disappeared from the seats. They had to lower ticket prices just to get people in off from the seat to cover expenses. What is it going to take? Who the hell knows? But if you got yourself a good theory that the Red Sox should potentially try to look into and helping this organization to get back on track of being a workplace that people want to work for, please let me know inside the comments. Other than that, thank you for hearing my goddamn rant. And if you haven't done so yet, hey, if you want to, just hit a little subscribe to the channel. We cover a bunch of different stuff over here. Players, the Women's Professional Baseball League, which is about to be set off here in August, and as well as player updates, injuries, news, rumors, you name it. This is Ghost with Baseball. Thank you for sitting down during this rant. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.